Well, good afternoon and welcome everyone. I'm John Nicely and it's my pleasure to be with you here today. We have a packed house and we're privileged to have some very distinguished guests with us. So please join me in welcoming Cardinal Blaise J. Cupich. And please help in welcoming Honorary Chairs Nancy and Mike McCarthy. Archbishop Eldon Curtis. And Archbishop George Lucas. We would like to recognize our presenting sponsors, the Omaha World Herald and Baxter Auto. We thank them for their very generous support. Now, please join me in welcoming Archbishop George Lucas to the stage with our invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, you have given the children of our families and communities all the talents, abilities, and spiritual gifts they need to follow your plan for their lives. Lord, help them to recognize those gifts and to use them to serve you and others so that your will is accomplished in them. The Children's Scholarship Fund of Omaha desires to assist parents and families to support these young people who are so dear to you. As we give thanks for our benefactors, we ask that you continue to sustain us in this important work. Bless our time together today as we celebrate all that is possible for our students and families. Lord, fill the lives of our children with dedicated teachers and trusted advisors who will keep them safe from harm and lead them to the fulfillment of your promises. May they turn daily to you as they live and grow, so that they may be truly wise and live faithful and fruitful lives. Amen.
Thank you, Archbishop Lucas. And at this time, we'd like you to enjoy your lunch, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you. So thank you, and we thank you for being here. We have a tremendous crowd today for CSF, and feel free to just enjoy your meal. You're going to meet some very special people today, and if you're not already a donor, we hope that you will come to understand that CSF has a tremendous impact in our community, and it's a great investment. I do have a couple of personal notes. Cardinal Cupich, my barber says hi. His name is Bob Jackson, our barber, right? We call him Bob the bodybuilder barber, and that's what he is, but I know he's visited you before in Chicago. And second personal note is, I have to apologize because I'm a member of the media. Would you please pray for me? Thank you. We don't like to give fake news, but sometimes we can't help it. But it's sure great to have you here today. To get our program started, I'd like to invite Terry Kroger, Chairman of the Children's Scholarship Fund's Board of Directors. And Terry, the microphone is yours.
Thanks, John, and speak for yourself on the fake news thing. All in good fun. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Children's Scholarship Fund of Omaha, I really want to extend a warm welcome to all of you and thank you for attending our annual Chance Luncheon. I've come to believe in CSF because it's easy to see the difference that a relatively modest scholarship makes in the lives of children and their families. We provide need-based scholarships for children and families who are often struggling to make ends meet. And by doing so, we empower those parents to choose the elementary education that they believe is best for their child. We are the only destination-neutral elementary scholarship program in the region, and allowing parents to choose the school, and our scholarship follows the student. CSF awards by family and includes younger siblings as they start school, allowing families to send all of their children to the same school. This year, we have 1,800 students enrolled in 80 different private and parochial schools throughout Omaha and Northeast Nebraska. 113 of those students are attending St. Peter and Paul School. And this year, and for all years in the future, we will award all scholarships to students at Cardinal Cupich's alma mater, St. Peter and Paul School, in honor of Cardinal Blaise J. Cupich. Mickey hopes that another cardinal will come out of that group at some point in the future, so we aim high. Before I introduce our honorary chairs, I wanted to take a moment and just thank the Anderson family for their involvement over the years. Tal Anderson remains in our board meetings to this day the heart and soul of our organization. I've been tempted to buy hats that say, "What would Tal do?" because I think it would be useful to us, but I know Mary Joy and Mickey and Angie are all with us today, so thanks to the Anderson family. We couldn't do it without you. So our honorary chairs are Mike and Nancy McCarthy, who I'm proud to count among my very good friends. And a lot of times when a couple agrees to be the honorary chairs of something, they kind of mail it in, or they maybe send a few emails or letters. Well, not Mike and Nancy. And the full room you see is a product of a lot of people's work, but mostly theirs. And Mike and Nancy, we couldn't appreciate it more. So it's my honor to invite my good friends Nancy and Mike McCarthy, our honorary chairs.
Thanks, Terry, for all you do and for chairing this thing. We're here and we're successful because of our speaker, not because of us. But we're also here to remind one another of how grateful we should be for all those who went before and for the educational opportunity for our children and for the children of the families that are supported by OCF. So thank you all for all you do and for all you will do in the future. It's our pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Cardinal Blaise J. Cupich. Cardinal Cupich was born and raised in Omaha, as we've said, went to St. Peter and Paul School, and our paths crossed 50 years ago at Mount Michael when I was a high school student and he was in the minor seminary at that time. He was ordained to the priesthood in Omaha in 1975. He's been a pastor of 2 parishes here in Omaha, the bishop of 2 communities, Rapid City and Spokane, and the Archbishop of Chicago. In 2016, our wonderful Pope Francis named him a cardinal and elevated him to the College of Cardinals, adding to his responsibilities. Please join us in welcoming Cardinal Blaise J. Cupich. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mike and Nancy, for that very nice introduction. It's good to be with you here today. Thank you very much for attending and being part of this. And it really does speak volumes, not only that you have come here in great numbers, but that you are going to also honor young people as rising stars. I think that's a wonderful way not only to make sure that it really isn't about us who are adults, but it's always about the young people that we want to support. and in that way, come away from an event like this with a great sense of hope, because we see those rising stars as a sign of hope for us. Accepting your invitation to be here today was an easy yes, for a number of reasons. First, I'm here because Mickey Anderson asked me. I've known him since 1975, when I was a newly ordained priest assigned at age 26 to St. Margaret Mary's, where he was a second grader in the parish school. It's hard to tell a second grader no. Now, at this point, I imagine you may be doing some age calculating. And it's true, Mickey really is that old. But it was also easy to say yes because I, along with my brothers and sisters, were given the chance of school choice, due surely to the support of parishioners, donors at St. Peter and Paul, but even more significantly to the sacrifice of religious sisters who taught in our schools. The Catholic school system in this country owes the sisters a great debt of gratitude for launching and building what we have today, and we should never forget that. The Children's Scholarship Fund and others have valiantly picked up the baton of those efforts, wisely expanding that effort beyond the Catholic school system to give families in both the city and rural areas this same chance, this same choice. And finally, I'm here because of my deep admiration for what you are doing and what you have achieved over these past nearly 2 decades. All of this began with a challenge to match a gift from the Children's Scholarship Fund of New York, which was established by John Walton to benefit qualifying elementary students attending private and parochial schools. He was motivated by the simple conviction, as he put it, that our country is based on equal opportunity. It's not fair that income should determine whether a child has an educational opportunity that works for him or her. He wanted the fund to expand to communities that would partner with this effort, and Omaha was selected among the 37 other cities to receive $1 million if they could match this amount within 6 weeks. And so Tal Anderson got the ball rolling, asking John Gottschalk to help. Known nationally for his efforts in education for families of low income, John immediately volunteered the first $100,000 for the program and told Tal and Mary Joy that they were giving the second $100,000. Then other donors came forward, 13 in all, including Bill and Bunny Kaiser, Bill and Bar Fitzgerald, Ken and Ann Stinson, Peter Kiewit Company, U.S. Bank, the First National Bank, Bill and Ruth Scott, Delosier, Chris, Mammal Foundations, and the Archdiocese of Omaha, which under the leadership of Archbishop Curtis, who's with us here today, enlisted the help of Catholic Mutual Group to pay the administrative expenses so that every dollar raised would go to the support of scholarships. Since 1999, when the first 300 students received scholarships, $31 million has been raised, benefiting 31,000 families and students. So you see, accepting your invitation was an easy yes. Today, I want to spend a few minutes reflecting with you on the impact that CSF has had on a number of levels. First of all, there's the impact on the children, the students. One night, at the end of a fundraiser for an inner-city private school in Chicago, I was visiting with one of the African-American students who benefited from that fundraiser. He and other students were there to host the guests, the benefactors. I asked him what he thought about the evening. "It made me feel like I count," he said, "like I matter, knowing that people who don't even know me are willing to give me this chance of a great education." "It made me feel I count," he says, and that says it all. The impact of your aid is not just about giving young people, like this young man, the benefits of an education available to families of means. It's also about the dignity, the self-respect, the sense of purpose and hope that you instill in them, that comes at knowing that despite everything around them that tells them that they don't count, that they are locked into a predetermined life of generational poverty, they do indeed have an equal chance to shape their lives. That this is the land of equality that John Walton aspired to. And as I've said to folks in Chicago, giving poor children a chance and a choice when it comes to their education is the best anti-poverty program we have. It's also one of the most important ways for a community to say that Black lives matter, that all lives matter. Let's face it, life is not an even playing field. And those of us who have benefited from strong families, stable families, sufficient human and material resources to make sure we don't suffer the full consequences of our folly and foolish ways as we grew up, shouldn't convince ourselves that we hit a home run in life when all along we were really born on third base. A second impact is on the family life. My experience has taught me that I have what I have defined the Cupich rule. More parents participate in the important decisions about their children, the more likely they are to grow as parents in their sense of responsibility in all the areas of raising their children. And when one of the most important decisions a parent makes, that is, where their child is going to school, is taken from them, the sense of responsibility in other areas diminishes. So what you are doing in your support of CSF is empowering parents not just to have school choice, but to have a greater sense of responsibility for all the areas of raising their children. Parents saddled with a number of jobs to support their families are easy prey to a culture that wants to leave important decisions of child raising to others. But participation, partnership, that our schools foster, create a sense of ownership and mutual support. You know, occasionally I visit Cook County Jail, which is one of the largest prisons in the country. I was told by a staff member that every year before Mother's Day, he puts out cards for the inmates to take if they wish. They're all taken. And then he puts them out for Father's Day, and none are taken. My conversation with the families in our schools convinces me that we are educating the next generation to take responsibility for their families, to participate and partner with others, especially as they see how their parents are doing so as they pursue an education that's defined by choice and giving others a chance. So not only are you helping parents grow in the self-awareness and greater self-esteem and serving as role models for their children, but you are preparing an entire new generation to do the same. Many of the young people that you help today through CSF were not even born when this started. And look how much good has been done. A third impact is on the broader community. You may have seen the study done some years ago by two Notre Dame professors published in a book entitled Lost Classrooms, Lost Community. Their research was able to document that Catholic schools, and I would imagine it is true for other private schools, that they are very effective community stabilizers that suppress crime and increase social capital, trust, and social cohesion. And the neighborhood that loses these schools becomes more dangerous, more disorderly, less socially cohesive. Students who benefit from school choice have a higher than average record of voting, volunteer for public, civic, and other organizations. That study is a vivid reminder that education is mediated by communities in which adults make sacrifices and make demands of each other for the benefit of the children, where they roll up their sleeves like you do today and work together. Now, I want to be clear. This is not about pitting private parochial schools versus public schools. Our country needs a strong public school system, and we should all be willing to support it. Recently, a reporter, sorry, John, asked what I thought about having so much taxpayer money go to the education of public school children when private and parochial schools were doing such a good job at educating children with little support or recognition for their contribution, and in a way also that saved the taxpayers in this country billions of dollars each year. My answer was that I don't think in those terms of their kids and our kids. They're all our kids. We in the adult world should care about all the kids, and that means making sure that all the kids and all the families have the freedom of choice about which educational model is best for them. Of course, I have to admit I wasn't sure if I was very convincing to that journalist, for you never know how your remarks are going to be taken in an interview. In fact, I always liked that story of Lillian Carter, who never wanted to give an interview because she was afraid of saying something wrong, especially if it was the truth. Her son, President Carter, reportedly encouraged her to take the interview with journalists and reporters, and so she acquiesced. So they came to her home one day. At one point, they began to drill down on some really sticky issues and asked, "Did Jimmy ever lie?" "Well," she said, "maybe he told some white lies." Well, they said, "What's the difference between a white lie and a real lie?" And she replied, "Well, a white lie is when I met you at the door and I told you that I was glad to see you." So when I say I am for all the kids, that is not a lie, not even a white lie. What we should not ignore is that many achievements in our country and our culture have been accomplished through healthy competition. We have educational competition on the level of higher education, with funding available, albeit in different ways, for our colleges and universities. I see no reason why we cannot have a system of competition when it comes to education at other levels, for all healthy competition is where the playing field is made even. And everyone benefits, especially those who are disadvantaged and who are not born on third base. And there is a final impact of your efforts, and that's the impact on you and your families who are donors and supporters. An important part of CSF is that it gives donors a chance to get to know the children, the families who are helped. You, like you will today, hear some stories. You learn of their challenges, making you realize how blessed you really have been in your life, because there were people there for you as you grew up and as you matured. Knowing that we are blessed is one of the greatest gifts in life, giving us a greater sense of truth about our very fragile human lives where things could have been different. In being blessed, we begin to realize deep down that all of us are debtors to so many who have gone before us and done so much, and that we're not entitled to what has been given to us, and that in the end, being true to that always means in some way being willing to pass on a legacy of giving back to others the kind of chance and choices that were given to us. And so I want to close by just asking you a favor and making a suggestion that you think about and talk to your families, especially your children, about all that you have received and why you support CSF. Tell them why you do this, why you came here to this lunch today, and what you have learned about yourself in being part of this great work. In all of that, you will be giving your children a choice and a chance to experience the satisfaction you enjoy. In this way, you'll understand that there are other kids who deserve a chance and a choice, your own children and grandchildren, so that they can understand as you come here today and talk about continuing this great work, inviting them to accept a baton that will be passed on to their generation, that they will have the chance to know the satisfaction and the sense of being blessed that you enjoy today. Thank you.
Thank you, Cardinal Cupich. And we ask you, and you've already know, but he's going to stay on stage because some special things about to happen too. I'd like to ask Joel Long, the Executive Director of the Children's Scholarship Fund, to come to the podium now and present some student awards.
Thank you, John. It is truly an honor to be with you today as the Executive Director of the Children's Scholarship Fund. Now, I've only been on the team at CSF for a little over a month, so it's kind of like a baseball game. Cardinal. I kind of feel like I'm a pinch runner. It's the bottom of the ninth inning, and they put me in, and I get to start on third base. There was a whole lot of work that went on those first 8 innings to make today's luncheon a real winner. So thanks to those people. And some thank yous are needed today. Small but mighty, I give my gratitude to the CSF staff, Mary Boyle, Lydia Sand, and Nikki Rosenau. Thanks for all of your hard work and the expertise that you bring to the mission of CSF. Thanks to my predecessor, Sandra Redding, who has done an incredible job of raising the organization to where it is now. And I am honored to further the cause. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you again to Nancy and Mike McCarthy for being wonderfully involved as honorary chairs who were committed to making today a true success. Thanks to the entire CSF Board of Directors for setting the direction of our program and for all that you do. Special thanks to Board Chairman Terry Kroger and Board Member Mickey Anderson for doing the heavy lifting for this event today. And of course, thank you, Cardinal Cupich, for your gift of time with us today. And now, I would like to introduce you to some truly inspiring people. The award recipients you will meet have been chosen from the 1,800 students who receive our scholarships. Teachers and principals from the 80 different schools we serve have nominated these students to receive our Rising Star Award because they possess the qualities that will not be recognized on a report card, but are every bit as important. These awards are about character and perseverance. These young people are being recognized for demonstrating outstanding leadership, qualities of such things as overcoming personal or academic obstacles, and helping to make their schools a better place to learn. It's difficult to select only a few students among the many nominations received, but as you will see, these 4 students are special. Our first award goes to Hector Gonzalez. Hector is a rising star who just completed 8th grade at St. Michael's in South Sioux City. While Hector has the challenges of school in the past, he has never given up or failed to do his best. He finished 8th grade on the Gold Honor Roll and is a wonderful role model to his siblings, classmates, and even his teachers. Hector is always willing to help in any capacity needed, whether it be helping with lunch trash or volunteering for after-school programs. He always has a positive attitude and makes good choices when faced with adversity. Congratulations, Hector. Our next Rising Star Award goes to Kahani Jones Brown. Keani is a second grader at Sacred Heart School. She is a very happy and positive young lady that truly cares about her classmates and friends. She has a big heart and a determination to work hard in school. She's a friend to everyone and shows her caring and loving personality. Keani is very close to her mother, who has continued to instill in her how important education is and how important it is to be kind and love those around you. She has a long list of sayings that she shares with her teachers and classmates. Those that stand out are, don't let anyone make you feel bad about yourself, and always do your best because it's the best you can do. Congratulations, Keani. Patricia Booles is our next recipient. Patricia just finished sixth grade at All Saints School. The daughter of Sudanese refugee parents, Patricia has worked incredibly hard during her elementary years and has earned high grades and praise from her teachers. She was presented with the significant challenge of being diagnosed with diabetes during the 2015-16 school year. She met this head on, learning as much as she could about how to be healthy, as well as teaching her classmates along the way. 1 year later, Patricia exhibits great personality, responsibility for monitoring and managing her diabetes, and remains a cheerful and engaged student with a bright future ahead of her. Congratulations, Patricia. Our final Rising Star goes to Alexandra Hazel, who just finished 8th grade at Comco School. Alexandra is a student that has shown determination, persistence, and faith to make a huge difference. She has been on the academic honor roll throughout junior high and always has a smile on her face. Alexandra has organized and facilitated several service projects to help those in need, and is always a friend to those students who need one. She regularly helps younger students by doing projects with them, helping them with their homework, and sitting with them at Mass. She is a constant encouragement to everyone around her. Congratulations, Alexandra. And now I'd like to present our final award. The Inspiring Alumnus Award recognizes a CFS graduate who has persevered through adversity and has achieved academic and personal success. Someone who gives back to his or her community and serves as a role model to other young students like Hector, Patricia, Kahani, and Alexandra. This year's Inspiring Alumnus Award goes to Samantha Contreras. Please join me in welcoming Samantha to the stage. Samantha is a former St. Peter and Paul student who is currently attending Omaha South High School. All of her current and former teachers speak incredibly highly of her, and that she is a wonderful example of what we all hope all CSF alumni can become. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you so much for this award. I'm very grateful to have this amazing opportunity to be here this afternoon to share what Children's Scholarship Fund has meant to not only me, but my siblings and family. As I was introduced, my name is Samantha Contreras. I'm here today with my parents, Juan and Carla. I will be a junior at Omaha South High School next year, but prior to that, I was blessed with the opportunity to attend Ascension Guadalupe and Saints Peter and Paul Catholic School for elementary and middle school. It is because of Children's Scholarship Fund that my family was able to send my 3 sisters and I to a Catholic school where I not only received a great academic education, but grew stronger in my faith. It was very important to me and my family that I had an education that met our needs. My family values hard work, education, and strives to provide everything they can for my siblings and me, including being able to send us to a school where they felt that we could grow and learn in an environment that met our needs and aligned with our values. One of my passions is studying photography. I discovered this through my work with the yearbook team at Saints Peter and Paul. Our multimedia teachers helped teach and encourage me through this process. I am so grateful to them for instilling in me the sense of direction in my life. When I am finished with high school, I want to go on to become a detective or forensics investigator. And I know that this started in middle school through the lens of a camera. Thank you so much for listening to me speak to you about all that Children's Scholarship Fund has meant to me and my family. I truly believe that because of Children's Scholarship Fund, I was able to attend a school along with my siblings that helped me build confidence, a sense of community, and a calling to want to work to make my community safer and give back. My passion for photography, criminal investigations, and forensic has made me want to follow that path so that I could give back to my community in the way that Children's Scholarship Fund, Ascension Guadalupe, and Saints Peter Paul gave to our family. I know that there are many other students just like me and my sisters in Omaha and beyond that would benefit from the same blessings we have been bestowed. Thus, I thank you for the very bottom of my heart and behalf of myself, my 3 sisters currently attend Saints Peter and Paul, and all the other students who CSF helps for giving to the Children's Scholarship Fund. In doing so, you have helped make my family's dream a reality, and I pray that you continue to give or think about giving to the Children's Scholarship Fund using the donation envelopes that are on your table. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Samantha. Great to see our rising stars over here, isn't it? This is what we're doing today. There are some proud parents in the room, too, and you should be. So clearly, as you give today and consider giving, the donation envelopes are on your table, but you're not just giving to a student, but really the entire family and the impact it has, and then into our community. So it's just a great effect as this continues on. And so we ask you to consider that. We do have your centerpiece, and you can purchase that for $25, or you can have a bidding war at your table if you'd like to go more. I'm kind of disappointed in one way, Cardinal Cupich, because there was an unanswered question. We had our investigation when you were going to Rome, and you had 8 or 7 siblings. So we talked to a couple of them, and sisters insisted you had an epiphany after an illness and decided to become a priest. The brother said, no, that's not right at all. Can you help us out? It was the other way around? See, journalists got it wrong again. The brother said that, and the sister insisted. Okay. She said no, and he never goes against his sisters, so the story stands. Right. Thank you, and our prayers with you, Cardinal, and for the tremendous honor that you've received and position of leadership and the mantle that you have. So we ask for God's wisdom and strength and direction and all the fruit of the Holy Spirit as you continue. And thank you for being here today, too. And thank you all. God bless. Thank you.